Happy holidays. This is Christal with Lennox and Parker Magazine, and I hope you all are enjoying the beginning of the holiday season. I was just talking to someone earlier and said I'm a little bit behind. 2024 has been one of those years, so the holiday season is kind of getting off to a slow start, but hopefully we're all together and getting ready to have a great December to wrap up 2024. Today's culture conversation is with one of the newest cast members of Love and Marriage Huntsville. You guys know Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm sorry, I'm getting over a cold. But Love and Marriage Huntsville is one of the most popular shows for our audience. And we know that people love tuning in and learning all about the cast. And so today we're going to learn a little bit about Trish, who is, like I said, one of the newest cast members to the show. She is joining us right before the holiday. So let's welcome Trish.
Hi.
Trish, I am struggling to get over this cough. First of all, welcome to Cover Conversations with Christal. How are you doing with the holidays? Where are you at with I was talking to Brenda earlier. I've got my tree up today. What about you?
Oh, I had mine up since November 1st.
See, I should have assumed that because Trish, I am so sorry. I am literally trying to figure out how we can get this back on the right foot from this cough. But I know you are a woman that seems to have it all together. You definitely got your gym game together. So hearing that you got the house up and ready for the holidays, November 1st,
November 1st.
That's okay. All right. Well, okay. All right. Well, that is a wonderful thing. Are you a really organized person? That seems like how you are on the show. You seem very, very organized, especially when it comes to like taking care of yourself, making sure your kids are good. You seem to kind of have it all together.
I do. I'm not, well, I can't say I have it all together, but I am very organized. I get irritated by small things.
Okay. Well, that is interesting to join a reality TV show with that personality, because reality TV goes all over the place sometimes. So let me ask you, what drew you to being a member of Love and Marriage Huntsville, knowing the reputation of this show? There's a lot going on. There's a lot of, friendships. There's a lot of relationship issues. What made this the right time for you to join the show?
Well, actually, I didn't know I was going to be on the show.
Okay.
I thought I was just a friend of Stormy's, and just coming on doing a scene or something with her.
Okay.
And I don't know how we got here. I was just asked, "Hey, do you want to be on it?" And then I was like, to do what? Storm was like, "Oh my gosh, yes, come on." And I was like, "Yeah, but to do what?" So I didn't think I was going to be on the show.
Okay.
That wasn't the initial start.
Wow, I did not know that. Okay. Because most people are like, behind the scenes, we find out they've been petitioning to get on the show or trying to get aligning themselves with the cast. So it sounds like your situation was extremely organic, and your storyline has become one of the most popular. I think this season, even though it's, you weren't sure about joining. Tell us about your friendship with Stormy. How did that start?
Oh, our friendship goes way back. She was my stylist.
Oh, nice.
I was there at the beginning of Canvas, all of that. That beautiful baby she has nourished and grown. I was there at the beginning. We spent long nights talking about it. But it at that time, I think it was a dream. It's a dream that came true. Yeah. So, but yes, that's my baby.
Well, I love to hear that that's a genuine friendship, because I think sometimes the audience is not sure who's really, as we definitely learned that this season, the idea of friendship, you don't know who's really friends, who doesn't really consider themselves a friend. But hearing that you and Stormy actually had a genuine friendship, that makes me feel a little bit better about this season, because it seems like no one is getting along at all. Actually, you and Stormy are probably the only people that are getting along right now.
Well, I get along with most of the ladies. I get along with all the ladies. I don't think there's been an issue a big issue between myself and the ladies. But I think the only little small thing was of course, the elephant or Martell situation.
Yeah.
But other than that, I get along with all the ladies. I've known Destiny prior to the show. Yeah, I get along with majority of the ladies.
Okay. Well, but you are new. You are new. It seems like most of the other ladies on the show have issues with each other. So hopefully you'll stay in the place where you're not. But it and even for the audience watching, seeing this scene, I pulled a couple of clips to play. But the scene that we'll talk about that in a minute with Melody seemed to be really, really awkward. And I'm not sure. Do you think that you and Melody, are friends at this point, or do you think you guys are just acquaintances?
At this point, we're probably just acquaintances because me personally, I think the Martell thing was blown out of proportion. It was just blown up. It just, I don't know how to describe it. First of all, it was like shocking to me. Not shocking, but it kind of like stunned me because I'm like, yeah, there wasn't anything between us for it to be this big or to be this blown up. No, I did not sleep with your ex at the time, soon to be ex, or what do you want to call it? No, I did not. Sorry, didn't happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care how many times people want to say, "Oh, they did something." No, sorry, not this one. Just didn't happen.
Well, I'm gonna play the clip so we can, since we started talking about it early. I'll play this clip. This was from the girls' trip, and I did say I wrote an article about this. And I said this girls' trip was probably the first one in reality show history that nobody really got into a fight. Even though there might have been some discrepancies, everything kind of stayed positive.
Mm-hmm.
But this scene at the table,
somewhat positive, but yeah,
really uncomfortable. It was super uncomfortable. So I'm going to play this scene and then let's talk about how you felt about it. And I'm sorry, guys. I am just struggling with today. Let's see.
He DM'd you and said he wanted to work out.
He did. He said he wanted to work out. So let's work out. At that time, I was training male and female. Martell said, okay, let's meet up at his house. Let's work out.
Okay. You saw Melody's face.
Mm-hmm.
As I'm sure anybody's, because they were still married, even though they were separated, and there was still a lot of pain there. My thing is, and I get that you guys, nothing happened, but knowing Martell's personality, as we all know as viewers, we know Martell is definitely a ladies' man and definitely was into sliding into DMs or, acting outside of his marriage. So do you think his initial reach out to you was really about working out? That's just kind of hard to believe knowing Martell.
Well, see, I didn't know him in that way.
Okay.
I didn't know him because I honestly, I'm going to be honest, I didn't watch the show either.
Okay.
I didn't watch the show that much until I saw Stormy pop up. And then I was like, okay, yeah, now I got to start, seeing my baby on there. But I didn't get that side that everybody else is looking at. I didn't see that. Now, in that initial, of course, everybody reach out to me. I've personal trained, I still do from time to time. People at their house, male or female. And now Ken goes with me, of course. But it wasn't unusual, but I get where I ain't gonna lie to you. I get where she's coming from because now knowing everything, I'm like, nah, it's.
But even with you guys, with you not acknowledging it at first, and then acknowledging it, and then you guys didn't work out. You said you watched a movie that kind of sounds like a Netflix and chill date.
Yeah, see, it wasn't. That shit was already playing. That shit was already playing when I got in there. It wouldn't know. Let's turn a movie and watch a movie. Huh?
So he set you up.
Well, see, the crazy thing is, it didn't seem that way in the beginning. And that's why I keep saying over and over again, despite what everybody's saying, that jumper didn't come on to me like that at all. Even with him saying, "Oh, well, she looked different." Well, I saw him like months later when he invited me to the upscale, and he still was like, "Are you?" He was like, "Are you seeing anyone?" I was like, "Yes," and I'm going to bring him to the upscale magazine thing. So I did. He just didn't. I don't know. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was being an asshole. I was going through the same situation.
Yeah.
It was like I was understanding. It was like at that moment I didn't know Mel, didn't know of her or know her, but in that female situation, going through what I was going through, it was like that moment. It was that bond. So I'm not gonna lie. I was being an asshole. It was just.
And you can't admit that. I mean, if he asked you even later, are you seeing someone? He was obviously interested in you. Like, I just don't think that Martell is the type of guy that just invites a lot of female friends that he has no interest in to coming over and watch a movie. Like, I
didn't know that. I didn't know that because that's why I said it's not unusual to me.
Okay.
For to go, hey, I got a home gym. Can you come here? Of course, it's gonna be extra, but I can come to you. So it wasn't unusual for me to get those kind of requests.
But then once you get there, if they're like, well, let's watch a movie, I'll be like,
yeah, see, he didn't say let's watch a movie. That shit was already playing. He didn't say let's watch a movie we want to watch. Okay. Yeah, it was movie already on the TV playing. And then of course he got to, talking about his family. He missed him. He loved him. He messed up. In my mind, there's a trigger. Because again, I was going through that same shit. Not the exact same situation, but I was going through a separation. And I mean, honestly, I can see why it just didn't go right. Because I was being an asshole. I said that before. I was being an asshole. Once I heard what the heck happened.
Right. You on his side of the story, and you were. But I think if he said to you later, like, "Who are you seeing?" There, you had to know at that point. Okay, there's some type of interest here for him to ask that, right?
Yeah, that was maybe a year or so after. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That was doing the magazine, his magazine thing.
When he was on a cover of Upscale magazine. Gotcha. Okay, well, let's move on from that. Let me ask you this, because the show is about marriage, love and marriage, and we didn't really get a chance to know you before we met. We got introduced to a lot of the drama with you and your ex, Marques, the situation with Ken. So before we start with Ken, tell us about the situation with Marques, because I'm not gonna lie, people have really been hard on him, probably hard on the whole situation. But I would just it would be great for fans to know what happened before Ken, because it seems like obviously something happened for Marques to leave, but now he seems so sad, and we know that men do that, become very sad after the fact. But what caused the breakdown initially of you guys' marriage before Ken was introduced?
Okay, so I'm going to put this without, putting so much out.
Yeah.
I think he valued a friendship more than he valued the family. And it was like, dude, you worry about your friend's house. Let him deal with his house. We have issues in our house. There's issues going on in our house. Ken was nowhere to be thought of when Marques left. And it was just too much. It was just this bond friendship was getting, it was a lot. It was getting to be too much because it was things in the house that was lacking.
Okay. And he had a friend outside.
Yes, but he was all for, he was anything he needed. Oh, he leaping. He finna jump off the trampoline. But in our house,
it's important to acknowledge it wasn't a woman, because that would make people think that he was having an affair with a woman. So if it was a guy, he was just being, were you guys young when you got together?
We were.
Okay. Mm-hmm. How old were you?
When we first started dating, I think I was like 17, 16. He was 17.
Oh, okay. So super young. So he didn't really probably know how to be a husband.
He didn't, but so crazy, because when he left, he said he needed to go and find himself.
Oh.
Okay, that's fine. Oh. I didn't take him. I didn't ask him for a thing. He needed to go find himself. we said, okay, we need to get a divorce. Let's go find yourself. Because it was a situation where he came in, we was watching my son's friend, Kiki's son on TV with football. And my son was like, he wanted to get back in football, whatever. He had just left the friend's house, came back and was like, oh, I'm finna go grab a bottle and go back to the friend's house. And I'm like, dude, what the? So it was a big blowout. And he was like, we'd already talked about divorce. And he was like, okay, I think we should go ahead and get a divorce. Because I can't, he felt like he couldn't be him, or he needed to go and find himself. He needs to grow up. He missed out on his childhood. I let him. I didn't bother him. I didn't. Even when he was, because he was in relationships while we were in the house. He just stayed upstairs. I didn't fuss. I didn't try to fight him for anything. I didn't like, hey, these are our kids. We're going to take care of them. I let him go and live a free life. He went in. He didn't have to worry about anything. But he still really don't. He didn't have to worry about anything in the world but Marques wake up and go to sleep and do whatever he did. He didn't have to. Even when he needed help, I still was there. I could have been bitter.
Were you hurt by that? Because I was a young wife, and if my husband had said, I'm going to go find myself, I'm out, that is hurt. That I would have been heartbroken.
It was, and it was the timing of the situation, because it was like he already wasn't there during the times that I needed him. So when he left, it was, I don't think it was hurtful, but I felt like if you wasn't there during the toughest times when I need you, you leaving I don't have any more hurt to give. It's gone. Go and do what you got to do. Go live your life. And I let him do that. Like, he didn't have to, I ain't take him to court. I ain't be like, look, this got to be paid. This got to be paid. The kids need this. The kids need that. I let that Joe go and live the freest life he wanted to. He didn't have to worry about nothing. He was traveling all over the place, everywhere. I ain't like, oh, well, why you traveling here doing this, and why you didn't ask the kids they want to go? Or how you not have money to do this for this and this for the kids, but you traveling? No, I let him live.
Why did you do that? Because the kids still needed help. I mean, you still need support for the kids, financial support, emotional support.
No, the kids needed his support. Financial support I didn't need. I didn't need any financial support from him. It was, now they did need him, but that was his job to reach out to them. And I do want to clear this up about Zaria not liking him. The thing is, Zaria was a mama's baby. She was a mama's baby. Yeah. And he always had that thing where, oh, well, every time you leave the house, or that's with anybody. I mean, her best friend stayed next door, and she would go over there to spend the night. 2:00 in the morning, the mom walking her back to the house. Like, yeah, she's like, I want my mommy. She was just like that. She was like that. But I think when she became out of that mommy shell is when he left. So it's not that she don't like him. She don't know him. And she would tell you that. She don't know him and he don't know her.
How old was she when he left?
I think she was around 5 or 6.
Oh, wow.
And she's going to be 11.
Yeah. And so, okay. So let's clear this up, because one of the things that Marques suggested was that you and Ken were messing around while you guys were still, while he was still there, while you guys were still together as a couple.
No.
He said that he would see like little comments on your page.
Well, of course, I did that. But that's what's so crazy. See, everybody want to say that, oh, they were messing around. First of all, Marques and I we have separated so many times. And during those times, he was a free person. And he was doing
he had other stuff going on too.
He was doing free people things. Like I said, I have never, no one in this world can say they've been between Trish's legs, except Kid, outside of Marques. So I'm like, but he was.
Okay.
He did his thing. And that's what so pisses me off, because I did not bash him for it. I didn't bash him. I didn't argue. I didn't try to be spiteful, evil, do anything to him. When he said he needed breaks, I let him break. But it's totally different when Ken and I get into a situation. Now it's all hell broke loose. But I'm like, wait a minute, dude. Wait a minute. Let me not put your business out there, but wait a minute. Let's backtrack before, I'll make shit look ugly. So it's, I don't know. I guess it was just like, dude, I don't even care.
Yeah,
Say what you want to say. I don't even
that
care.
makes sense because you don't seem very affected by his dramatics. You seem like
Because I be trying to keep things in, because I'm telling him once before, shut up before you piss me off. Because when you piss me off, then I'm gonna make you look crazy out here. And then they're gonna I'm like, just be quiet, because you forgot we grew up together. I know a lot.
Right.
Let's just be quiet and tone it down and not be so emotional before, and that's one thing about me. That's because I do know him. I know he's sensitive. I know he's emotional. So that's why I try not to do or say things, because I know him. He's gonna break down with the waterworks. First of all, he's gonna come at you crazy. Yeah. And then when you come back crazy, then he's gonna break down with the waterworks. And I've been programmed for so long with him. When he does it, I just retreat and like, okay, I give in. I'm sorry. Every time.
That's a dysfunctional thing because he's not being held accountable. But Marceau held him accountable. What did you think of the conversation that you?
Oh my gosh, I loved it. I love that combo, because I'm like, dude, somebody said it, because when I was trying to say it in so many words, it was just like falling on deaf ears.
Yeah, no, Marceau did. People say a lot about Marceau, but I think that was a powerful scene, because I think seeing a Black man that is showing up as a father hold another Black man accountable and not let him, like, it has nothing, you ought to thank this man. Like, that was powerful. And I think that it was a lot of men could have probably been in both situations. Like, I think more men should hold other men accountable. If you see your friend and he's not taking care of his kids and now he wants to complain, no, that's not cool. That man is there and you ought to thank him for at least being there and offering support when, asking, does your daughter hug him at night? Thank God Ken is there. So there is somebody.
And that's what I don't get either. People trying to make that situation weird. That is by far the dumbest thing ever. Oh, why he doesn't show Xavier that kind of affection? Yes, he does. When Xavier went to go get his license, he took Xavier. When Xavier failed to get his license the first time, he showed Xavier what was done wrong to correct it for the next time he go and get his license. When Xavier's tire went flat, he showed Xavier the specs on the tire, on how to get a new tire, how to pump air into the tire. When Xavier brakes was gone on his car, him and Ken they went to get the logistics of the brakes, how to order the brakes, and they put the brakes on together. So he does show affection. It's a different type of affection. When we leave, he tells Xavier, hey, I love you. We're finna go. We're leaving for the weekend. Be safe. You want to drive the Corvette? The key's right here. Just be careful. He does show Xavier affection. It's just a different type.
Yeah, no, that I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's ridiculous. Like, girls, and my daughter and my husband now is her stepfather. He's totally different with her than he is with my son, because she's a girl. So he's, dads and daughters are different. So I'm glad you cleared that up. Ken seems to be like a really amazing guy. So he really does seem to have come in, and really the entire world can tell that he loves you to death and that he really loves your children. And that's a blessing, because, like a lot of women can relate to having children, and not a lot of times do you find a man that really comes in and would do those type of things with your son. So he really is a good guy from what we see. How did you guys' relationship? Because I know it had to be a little uncomfortable. I know things are a lot more unconventional now, but with you still being married to Marques, how did you kind of make peace with the fact of you and Ken's relationship moving to this point? Even though that paperwork wasn't done, but he's such a stand-up guy. I'm sure most people can understand that. But how did you kind of reconcile that in your head?
Well, I don't think I really I didn't really think about the divorce until we wanted to get married. Right. Because in the beginning he was just certain he did not want to be married. I'm not sure why. But and I was like, yeah, because what I've been through, I don't either. But I don't know. It just didn't cross my mind. Marques was out of sight, out of mind. I was out of sight, out of mind. We never communicated, which is so weird because we have kids. I keep saying that. We just never communicated. It just wasn't there. Unless he needed something, and which was fine. I mean, I was okay with him asking. Like I said, I wasn't finna be bitter at all.
I don't. Why? Well, I guess maybe because you guys have maybe because you go back with him so far. It seems like you think of Marques kind of like a cousin or something that you care about, because he wasn't held accountable for him. Like, even with you giving him stuff, with you guys giving him gas money to get to your son's graduation, that's a lot more. My ex-husband, I don't have any hard feelings, but I ain't giving him. I'm not doing that.
That wasn't my idea. That was Ken's. He was one like, that's the kid's father. We can't be like that. You can't have that type of heart. You can't,
Yeah.
I didn't say no, but I did talk to him about it. And he was like, yeah, you can't be that way. I'll give it to him. So it wasn't quite me.
Okay. Like, Ken is a really great guy to put his pride to the side. And then did Marques really thank him for being there?
That was so weird. He did. This wasn't the graduation. This was the $10,000 graduation dinner we had him.
Okay. Oh wow.
That he thanked Ken for being there. We was like, wait, what?
He's living in a different world.
And I let him live in that world. Because I know him.
Yeah. Did you and Marques ever have like a real adult relationship, or was it more like, because it seems like you kind of are his protector in a way, or were, because even with you saying just now, you said, well, I wouldn't hear from him unless he needed something, and I was okay with that. And you also said you didn't need his money. Some women are like, I don't care how much I make. I could be making $50 million a year. You still gonna pay your child support. So what was it that makes you think that you kind of were like, it's okay?
Well, I do get that, but he was already going through stuff. And me, I was like, I'm not gonna knock him while he's already down, because you don't know people's state of mind. When you don't know if I'm coming at him, putting stress on, and he's already going through a stressful situation because with his living and job situation, I wasn't finna be like, okay, yeah, make it even harder. No, I got it. Don't even worry about it.
That's nice of you, but I think he probably took advantage of it.
Well, yeah. Well, now thinking about it, I mean, yeah, now, but yeah, I'm just like, it is what it is.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, like I said, you have an amazing guy now.
Yes.
What have you learned about yourself in a relationship? Because it sounds like this is the first like real man, man, woman, like this is how I'm supposed to be treated relationship that you've been in. What have you learned about yourself in this relationship that you didn't know prior?
Well, to be honest, in this relationship, I'm going to be open, completely honest. I can sit back and, not feel like I have to do everything all the time. Because I did feel like, I was the head. And so I treated this the same. I treated this the same. I'm not gonna lie to you. I always felt like I had to be the lead because I've done it for so long and I was so accustomed to it. So I just felt that way. But now I realize I can sit back and stop being. I mean, everybody always say I look masculine, but I was giving off masculinity because I feel like I had to be that way in my marriage for so long. Yeah, that it was like routine. It was something I felt like I had to do or be a way that I had to be. So, but now I can just be me.
Yeah,
without any worries.
Did that take? Was that difficult at first for you and Ken? How long have you guys been together?
Almost 3 years. Okay. It was very difficult. It still is, because sometimes I still have like moments where I'm like, no, I'll do it. I got it. I'm gonna do it. Yeah. But I don't have to be that anymore because now I have him, and he's like, no, you sit your ass back, and I got it.
That's what I'm talking about. I love that for you, and I can totally relate. I think a lot of us can. Like when you get with a man that really is a, acting as a real man, it does make you feel like you can relax and be a woman and let them take the lead. But it takes a lot to get used to. I know my husband still gets irritated with me, but I'm working on it.
Me too. I'm working on it.
Yes. And we'll get there, because when you're being loved the right way, then, it comes naturally. It just takes some time. Moving off of you, first of all, I want to say thank you for being honest, because I feel like a lot of the women, you and Kimmy were, to me, the most honest with this situation with Destiny and Sonny, because I'm just like, are y'all really serious? Like, this is a really blatant, disrespectful, boundary of girl code. Like, that's crazy. Like, I don't care. There's no way to make it right. Just acknowledge it. And it seems like nobody else wants to just call a spade. But you were like, even as a new person, you're like, no, that doesn't make any sense. That wasn't right. The timeline is ridiculous. They broke down the timeline at the table that night, and it was absolutely ridiculous. I think I will say what I would have wanted. I think that if Sonny had just acknowledged we were friends, because it's no way. I know Destiny.
Right.
So there's no way Destiny spent that much time with you and didn't tell you about how she felt about this man. You knew. You just chose to do something that was disrespectful. We all have done things wrong. Like you said earlier, like, I was being an asshole. It is what it is. If she had just owned up to it, I think the audience would have gave her a lot more grace. I think the problem is she keeps trying to prove that she was not friends with Destiny, even though they were hanging out afterwards. She was managing her. It is just ridiculous. What do you think that Sonny could have done differently in this situation? Or do you think it was just going to be a problem either way?
I don't think there's nothing she could have done. It was going to be a problem. It was just going to be a problem, because I don't know anyone in their right mind that would think that was okay.
Not
whatsoever.
Not Nan person. She just own up to it. She just to own up to it. I wish that she would, and I think she almost got there, but she still won't come all the way. I would just want to hear her say, you know what, I was wrong, but I'm in love with this man, and I'm sorry. And it is, and just own it. Just own it. That takes a lot, but it also took a lot to do that, what she did, The choice that she made was wild. Do you see that situation ever being able to be cool on the show? Because it seems like there's so many pockets of the other ladies being at odds between Melody, Tisha, Sonny and Destiny. Like, it's just even Mel and Nell at a point. Like, it just seems like a lot of contention. Do you see, because you know them better than we do, and being around, and you guys, if this is obviously was shot a while ago, is there an opportunity for there to be reconciliation of some type with the ladies, you think?
Despite it all, I do think there could be. I seriously doubt Sonny and Destiny. I wouldn't even want to. If I was Destiny, I wouldn't even want to.
Yeah.
But for all the other ladies, I think so.
Okay. I don't think anybody should. I wouldn't trust Sonny with anyone's.
I'm saying. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Be like, girl, I had to trust my man because I dang sure don't trust you.
Right.
What has been the biggest lesson on the show? Obviously, you said people say that you look masculine. I hear people say your body is amazing. I wish I could train with you. I obviously am in Atlanta. I need someone like you that can push me, because you got the ladies. You even got Stormy in there working out, Trish, and you obviously, like I said, you look amazing all the time. What have you learned about yourself just overall, being on television, having to deal with fans saying things about your personal life? What's been the biggest lesson?
The biggest lesson was I think, talking. Mm-hmm. Because, like I said, I wasn't planning on doing this. This was like, hey, yeah. I'm like, wait a minute, wait. I don't talk to people. But I think speaking.
Okay.
Because I did have that moment. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want to talk. But being more verbal and not looking so crazy in the camera. But yeah, so I think I learned a lot from my fans.
Yeah, it's kind of giving you a voice that you might not have had before. That's growth in a way.
It is.
Yeah, that's growth. What are you looking forward to for the holidays?
I'm looking forward to this credit card bill I'm going to get for these Christmas gifts. Look, because
Well, I'm sure Ken is going to spoil you. What do you want for Christmas just overall? What's the thing that you want the most this year for Christmas?
what do I want the most?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm not big on, I don't know. Listen, I'm going to tell you, I'll be honest with you. I'm one of those Christmas people. Mm-hmm. So I do for everybody and don't want anything.
Yeah.
I tell you, I decorated this whole place is like crazy. I even got a Candyland game going into the house.
Oh, wow.
With a Candyland tree.
That's cool.
Yeah, I do the most for kids. I do the most because I love kids. I do the most. But as far as myself, nothing. No,
wow.
Just to see their little faces and everybody else's.
Well, Trish, I think this is just my take as a fan of the show. And I definitely have enjoyed talking to you and getting to know you. I would say that you have to realize that it's okay I'm glad that you have a man like Ken, because you don't seem like a woman that really takes the time out to love on herself enough or realize how much she's deserving of things as well. And so I'm sure you got the right man, because I know he's going to spoil you. I can already tell. But I think you needed a man like that, because you seem like you're such a giver and you're such a person that puts other people's feelings ahead of your own. So you really needed somebody that would have your back and really overcompensate for that. So I think you got the right man. I hope you and Ken, I hope you can get this divorce with Marques finalized so you can really get into your soft space 100%, right? Because yeah. And then next Christmas when we talk, I will definitely hear you'll have something different. Like, Christal, I want this for myself. But no,
I know. My love language is giving.
Yeah.
I give.
Language for you.
Yeah, I don't know.
Got to work on that.
Yeah.
Got to work on that.
But I'm a giver. I'm a big giver.
You got a great guy that I think will help you find that. And it may not be gifts. It could be acts of service. It could be, words of affirmation, all the different love languages. But you got to have something poured back into you, while you're pouring out, or you're going to end up empty, because I'm thinking Marques was trying to drain you empty. Trish, he was a lot. And I think you're strong, so you could probably handle it, but it's still a lot. It
was. It was. Yeah. That's why I was so glad he was out of sight, out of mind. But now he's back in sight, and it's like, God damn it.
Well, we appreciate you hanging out with us this today, this afternoon. And I am looking forward to the reunion. How was that experience? Because I know the reunion, you get all gussied up. Everybody gets all super dressed up, and there's probably a lot of drama. What was the reunion experience like for you?
It was pretty interesting. It was so great, sitting in front of the king of reality. I loved it. Boy, Carlos is a vibe. I'm like, yeah, we got to hang out more. But I loved it. It was moments I was sitting back laughing my ass off on the inside.
Yeah, I'm sure.
This is a whole damn mess.
Yeah, I'm sure we're all going to have a lot of laughter.
Yeah, I'm like, this is a mess.
Yes, I am sure. Well, thank you again for hanging out. I really enjoyed getting to know you a little bit more, and I'm sure our audience is going to enjoy this conversation. I appreciate you just being honest and candid about everything. I'm glad you avoided the pitfall that could have been Martell, because that is definitely a wrong path, and I'm extremely happy to see.
I'm glad I avoided too, because it seemed like shit. I'm like, I missed that person.
Yeah.
Look, I'm glad I did.
I will just say this. I think Martell slid into your DM because you got a banging body and he was interested, and he used the gym as an excuse. I'm going to say it. I'm
learning that though. Yeah. I'm learning that because, people keep talking. More people keep talking, the more they keep, throwing out little shit. So
yeah. It's pretty obvious. I mean, he's not really like Martell is not the craftiest liar. So, you know, it's not like he's a clever, you know, at telling lies, or his game is not easy to see. So, but anyway, I'm glad you avoided that. And I hope that you and your family have a beautiful holiday. We will definitely be tuning in this Saturday, of course, on the OWN Network.
Yes.
We hope you'll come back and talk with us again later on, and maybe after the reunion.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. And if you would, I'm going to tell, we would love to put with this article, share, if you could take a picture maybe of like the Candyland, because Candyland was one of my favorite games as a kid. I would love to post that with your article. So send it to Brenda and she'll send it to us.
Okay.
And we'll make sure that we share that. That'd be a good Christmas feature.
Okay. I could do that.
All right. Thanks so much. Have a great one. Bye-bye.
You too.
All right. Well, first of all, I apologize for the coughing, but you guys, I was going through it, but I really enjoyed talking to Trish and getting to know her a little bit more. I hope that you guys enjoyed this conversation. Leave your comments down below. Let us know what you thought of the conversation. And as always, make sure that you're tuned in to Love and Marriage Huntsville on the OWN Network. We'll see you next time right here on Lennox and Parker. Bye.